keeps us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
All right, we're going to try this again. I bet you can hear me now. Whoever it was that told me, thank you very much. Yeah, if there's no sound, you got to tell me, guys. Let me talk for 6 minutes. All right, we already got 3 people, probably because they're like, oh, we can hear. Can you guys hear me? All right. Please say hello, whether you're watching live or the rewatch, and please confirm that you can hear me. Now I'm wondering, because I got 4 people on, nobody's saying anything yet. Check my audio. Says it's going. All right. Well, if you can't hear me, I'm sure you'll tell me soon. So I was reading out of A Day at a Time to kind of get things going, because I was waiting. God, this is just acting weird. There's one way for me to find this out. Since nobody's talking. Can you hear me, Jerry? The rewatch? Okay. A day at a time. To kind of get things going. All right. Yes, you guys can hear me. Thanks. No, that wasn't the problem, but thank you, Gary. The problem was it wasn't hooked up. All right, let's get started. Enough with the technical. It's been nothing but technical difficulties with this stuff this morning. So, all right. So let's read the reflection for the day, and then I'm going to get into keeping it simple. Now that you can hear me, all right, it's all confirmed. As the doubter tries the process of prayer, he would do well to add up the results. If he persists, he'll almost surely find more serenity, more tolerance, less fear, and less anger. He'll acquire a quiet courage, the kind that isn't tension ridden. He'll be able to look at failure and success for what they really are. Problems and calamity will begin to mean his instruction instead of his destruction. He'll feel freer and saner. Have wonderful and unaccountable things begun to happen to me in my new life? Let's say you don't have much time. Maybe you're not seeing it yet. The thing is, there's a lot of times when other people will see it way before you do, even with the good stuff. Through prayer, communication with a higher power, may I begin to see my life sort itself out. Yeah. I'm watching it every single day, not just in my life, but in other people's lives. With a higher power, may I begin to see my life sort itself out. May I become less tense, more sane, more open, more courageous, more loving, less tangled in problems, less afraid of losing, less afraid of living. May I know that God too wants these things for me. May God's will be done. Gosh, Jerry, didn't that sound a lot like the St. Francis prayer? Today I'll remember, be still and know you're God. All right, let's get started on keeping it simple. So the saying is KISS, right? Keep it simple, stupid. Not sweetheart. It's not sweetheart. This is not. Come here. Come here. You want to smell stuff and do stuff? Come here. Come here. At least this way I can keep you out of trouble. All right. See? First love. You hate this. You hate it so much. Yes, you do. He does. He hates it. do, 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 do. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. My cats love me. All right, keeping it simple. Well, let's start out with the program. Let's start with that because there's a lot with keeping it simple. Uh, First off, keeping it simple has to do with the program. Okay, it has to do with this book right here. Okay, this book was put into terms that I could understand. The thing is the same stuff's in the Bible, but I don't have the wherewithal. I don't know what it's saying. I don't know how to break it down. There's too many these. There's too many thous. I kind of needed it in plain English. God. Oh. Check my sound again. Okay. Too many chords. But this was written for me and you to understand. Okay. I call this the Bible for Dummies. That's what I call this. There's a lot of times I'm reading through this and I'll be talking with somebody and they're like, oh yeah, this is so awesome. And they still make it too big when it doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to be certain things. I don't need to be overly excited in order for me to work this program anymore. This is something I do on a daily basis. And I do it by keeping it simple. See, the directions are all here. They are. There are directions in here. You guys hear me say a lot of different things like claim spiritual progress. Claim it. It tells us to do it. There's clear cut directions in here on how you're supposed to find a sponsee. Okay. There are not clear cut directions in here on how to find a sponsor. I'm going to repeat that. There are clear cut directions in here on finding a sponsee. There is not clear cut directions on finding a sponsor. Okay. Somebody decided not to keep it simple anymore. A whole group of people. Right? Every time I hear it now, I cringe. Every time if there's anybody that's willing to sponsor, please raise your hand. I want to strangle people doing that. Okay. What else is keeping it simple? Life. Life needs to be kept simple. Okay? But the question is how. Really, the question is how do we keep it simple? That's really the question. So let's talk about it. Keeping it simple, I don't have to explain that to you guys, do I? Okay. So why is that driven into our head though? Let's cover that. Because we forget. Number one, we forget very, very easily. I know I do. Okay? Number two, I'm used to drama in my life. I was used to drama in my life. Okay. Drama, just like everything else, is addictive. We write songs about it. We have whole things about staying out of people's business. We have a hard time staying out of other people's business. Why? Drama. Some days that's just more refreshing than others. So we make it too hard. Directions of big books are simple. Yeah. Why did they make it simple? So that we could follow them. Okay. Now the miracle. Here's the miracle of the book. This is the miracle of the book. That not only did they find clear-cut directions to be able to tell us, and we're almost 100 years into, 80 years? Right? Give or take a few years. I don't know. I have to sit down and think about it. Okay? But the miracle of this book, and I hardly ever hear this anymore, the miracle of the book is that 100 alcoholics came together for a common solution. That is the miracle of the book. And we never talk about that anymore. We've forgotten some of our history. And if we forget our history, guess what happens? We are doomed to repeat it. We will, and we will. Oh, well, I gotta go learn this lesson. I'm like, it's gonna be pretty hard. Lesson learned's always gotta be hard, and it doesn't need to be. Okay. You should now be in a part of your life where things are as hard as you decide to make them. Yep. The amount of energy you give to something, the amount of time that you give to something is your decision. Hey, what's another great way of keeping it simple? Stay in your own fucking lane. Stay in your own fucking lane. Okay? You can't do it all. You can't. Sorry. I wish we could, but we can't. So find your passion, start doing it, and then stay in your damn lane. Be very good at that. Okay? That's how you do it. Whether it's your recovery, whether it's your job, whether it's something personal going on. All right? There are people that try and jump in my lane all the time. Some of them, most of the time, I'm okay with it. They're just wanting to help. But if you're coming to jump in my lane to make some kind of disturbance, you're going to be removed pretty quickly. Okay? I don't tolerate that. This isn't fucking high school, and I don't have time. I don't. Well, I do have time, but I'm making the decision that I'm not going to spend my time like that. No, thank you. Okay? I would say the biggest thing that we tend to blow out of proportion is the 4-step. That's the one where simplicity needs to be key. Hey, Wilma, good to see you. So yeah, that's exactly it, Wilma. That's what staying in your own lane means. Keeping your side of the street clean, right? And that's how I see it is if my backyard isn't clean, I can't come play in yours, right? Isn't that what we were taught, that we got to do our chores before we can go out and play, right? It's kind of the same thing. At the same time, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Okay? Have fun in life. Take time to have fun in your life. Laugh at stupid things. You know? Or not stupid things, but maybe silly things. See, there's a lot of things other people find funny that I just no longer find funny anymore. I don't. I get where you're coming from. I ain't gonna put you down. I understand. I just don't find it funny. I don't like utilizing people on the street for mental breakdowns to laugh at. I just know I can't do it anymore. It isn't that I don't necessarily think you're a bad person for laughing at it either. Okay? I get where you're coming from. It's just that my heart goes a different way. Now, am I going to sit there and go, "Oh, all you people laughing, what do you think you're doing? That's stigma." No, dude. Mm-mm. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. Absolutely nothing. What do you want me to do? Tell these people that they're wrong? It's not my job to do that. It's not my job. One day something will happen and they'll turn around and they'll do it in the wrong place, or something will happen, and that's when they'll learn their lesson. Why? Because that has depth and weight. Me telling other people to just stop bullying isn't enough. No. There has to be, even in that situation, there needs to be action behind it. Hi, Trish. Good to see you. I'm one of those. I kind of want to talk about bullies a little bit, because, and not with me. It's just, and this has to do with this. There's just other stuff that's going on, and it's just people trying to bully their way into events. If I hold an event and any of that crap goes on, I'm gonna grab you by the scruff of the neck. I'm gonna toss you. Okay, I have zero tolerance for that bullshit. Here's the problem. We alcoholics and addicts don't know how to handle power. We suck at it very badly. And we need to learn. Okay. There's class. Go take classes on leadership. Go take classes on management. It's the same thing. Okay. It really is. And understand what it means to have power. When you have power, it isn't about telling people what to do. That's not for me. And honestly, power scares me. There are times when people give me power and I will call my wife and I'll be like, honey, I don't want it. I don't want this. And she shows me how to work through it and how to handle that. Because I need somebody else. Okay, do what you do best. Find out what their passion is. Put them in their proper place. And she reminds me of what it is that I'm doing. We need that stuff. We do. Or this will just start to go crazy. And I'll think of all sorts of different things. And before you know it, I'm stepping on the toes of fellows that are doing something really good. And it's not my place to do that. I'm not allowed to do that. I'm not allowed to beat up on God's children, period. Okay? I don't want it. I don't even feel the need to anymore. Excuse me. Unless they're bullies. But I have found when it comes to bullies, when you push back, they usually run away. Sometimes they do, not all the time. Sometimes they hit back again, and then I got to push back. It's just since I've been this, I've always remembered just like telling people to shut up, leave her alone. Hey, why are you doing that to him? I got shoved to the ground a lot. Okay, when I got a little bit older and my voice got deeper, things changed. Things changed. If I came up, because if they didn't see me, I could scare them because they probably think I was an adult or whatever. I don't know. But there's something about this voice that makes people listen, right? And I've known that. And so most of my life, what I heard was, Dion, it's not what you're saying, it's your tone, it's your inflection, it's this. I was like, fuck off. And they're like, see? Right? Well, I've changed that. I've had to change it. You know, even when I get very passionate, I have to be careful because if people don't know what passion is, they'll take it for anger. So take time to enjoy your sobriety. Yep, smell the roses. Sometimes you just gotta say, fuck it, right? And it says, I get to go to work soon. I no longer drink. Good. Nice. You've been working on that for a while, Elma. Wow, progress. Let's talk about that a little bit. Why was she having a hard time going to work? Anxiety, man. You know why? I'm going to tell you guys why I am a horrible employee. Okay? I'm going to tell you why. Because if I work for somebody else, I feel trapped. I do. You can find me to a desk. I can't do it. If you have you guys ever seen me in a meeting? I don't sit you're lucky I sit here for this long. 20 minutes? That's pretty long for me. But that's also why I don't go to the movies. I feel trapped. Right? That and what comes back to me is that feeling of being put back in a group home. That's what I feel. So that'll give you an idea when you see other people going through this stuff and when they finally get there, why it's such a big fucking deal. And that is a big deal, Wilma. Good job. I've known Wilma for a little while. So I know everybody on here. I know everybody very well on here, actually. So, all right. I think that's going to be it today for the daily reflection. join us tomorrow for the big book study. It's at 2. And I'm going to start putting this out there to my friends. If you know treatment centers, sober livings, and you had good experiences there and stuff, I want to hear about them because I am going to be working on resources. I'm calling all the treatment centers, all the sober livings, all the people that do handouts, all of them. Okay. But what I need to figure out is what questions do I need to ask these people? Because if you're going to be a resource of mine, you better be stand up. You best be, or I will not work with you. Period. If you're off running, doing your own thing, reinventing the wheel, I will not be a part of it. Okay. If the first thing that you tell me is I accept Medicaid, I'm probably not going to use you because you're on a Medicaid trip. See? See, I do what's best for the client, not what's best for me. All right. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out and have a day. Thank you, everybody, for being here.